Hey guys, we're going to be starting the lesson soon. Hey guys, we're going to be starting the lesson soon. Sorry about that. I'm starting my my Instagram as well. Alexa, lower. Lower again. Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are ready to get some more knowledge on color. I am Jackie, the Color Diva. This is the Color Diva Academy. Hey guys, welcome to the Color Diva Academy. Alexa, lower. Sorry about that. So we're here today, another Tuesday, learning some more information about color. Okay, I need to set up so I can read y'all what's going on. So I won't be looking in the camera like squeezing, checking my eyes out. So welcome, Janae. Well, your name is not Janae. Oh my gosh, what is your name? New York girl. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. So it's another Tuesday. We in our third week in January. So time is moving fast, right? Time is moving fast. So again, I come on every Tuesday to talk about hair color. We have a hair color conversations. Okay, hello. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. We have a hair color conversations. So, every week I come on, I do something a little different. We talked about levels, we talked about color placement, we talked about hair zones, we talked about blonding, color wheel, of course. Last week we talked about bond builders, different types of bond builders. And this week we're going to be talking about tools of the trade. Different tools that you can use in your arsenal just to get the things done a little bit faster, okay? Because I'm all about if it can work faster for me or if I can get it done faster or if it's going to work better for me, then that's what I'm going to use. So we have so many different tools out here that we can use to make our life so much better, okay? So I don't know if you can see back here all the different tools that I have. Let's see. So it's on this little table back here, all the little tools that I have that we're going to be talking about, okay? So that's what we'll be doing today. So thank you guys for joining. Again, I'm Jackie the Color Diva. I am an American board certified hair colorist. I've been in this industry for over 30 years. Hair color is my passion. It's my specialty in the salon. And I just love doing it. I love teaching it. I work with a color company. I've been with them for over 19 years now. So, I love teaching about color and I love teaching about color theory because again, if you don't understand the theory, you can do color placement, mimic someone doing something all day long. But if you don't understand why they're doing it and the science behind it, then you're going to be lost. So I love to teach color theory and to teach you guys, different ways to doing things. So today, again, we're going to be talking about tools that you can use in your arsenal to make your life so much better when you're doing hair color. Hey, cousin. When you're doing hair color. So tell me some of the tools that you guys have. I have a couple of things over here that we're going to be talking about, and we're going to do a little bit of demonstration on there. Thank you. We're going to be doing a little bit of demonstration as well so you can see exactly how those tools are going to work, okay? So again, if you haven't been on here before, I do have, before we get started, I do have your guide to color freedom, your guide to color freedom. Your guide to color freedom is free. You can go to my bio. Go to the bio, go to your guide to color freedom, and you put in your email address and you can download it. You have this guide to color freedom. It's 10 steps that you can use to have a successful color in the salon, okay? 10 steps, 10 questions that you're going to ask yourself to make sure that you go through each of these steps to have a successful color in the salon so you don't have to guess. No longer guessing. We don't want to guess. We want to make sure. We don't want to be praying to the color gods anymore. We don't want to be like, okay, telling your client, well, I know you wanted this, but this is what you got, and you don't understand why. So we want to avoid all of that. We want to make sure we have that color knowledge so that you can satisfy your client 100% each and every time. And that way you can get those coins. More coins, more knowledge, more coins, okay? And I talked about presentation as well. Your presentation is key, how you apply your color, the things that you use. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I have here that we're going to be using, that you can use in a salon to make yourself so much easier when you're doing hair color, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about some brushes, okay? Different brushes. So of course, you know, you have so many different brushes that you can use in the salon, but this is the basic brush, right? This is the basic brush that everyone uses. Oh, shoot. Nope, we don't want to do that. This is the basic brush that everyone uses, right? And then you have the painter's brush. But when you're using your brushes, you want to make sure that you get brushes that have a great bristle on them, because it's nothing like using brushes that's flimsy. You want to have them nice and sturdy, but not sturdy enough that it's going to harm the client's scalp or scratch the client's scalp. So you want them sturdy enough to apply the color and color evenly, but you want it soft enough so it doesn't harm your client. So you want to have it nice, a nice, comfortable application. So you always want to have a good brush that is nice and sturdy. The bristles are nice and sturdy, right? Because there's nothing like going in and applying, and then the bristles start popping out different ways, and then it messes up your color application. So this is the basic brush that you use in the salon. And then you have a painter's brush. This is when you want to do a little bit more surface painting. So you use your brush, a bigger brush, to get more surface painting, okay? Then we have our angle brush. Our angle brush is great for when you're doing smaller sections in your coloration, smaller sections, because there's nothing like trying to get a small area using this big brush. That means that what's going to happen is when you put color on the brush, if you're trying to get into a small area, it's going to go outside of that area. So you want to make sure you have different size brushes. And this is our angle brush. So if you're trying to get into the corners, you're trying to get a small section, you just want to do one line, this angle brush will do it for you, right? Then we have another angle brush. This one, if you notice, the bristles are a little different. This one is a little softer. This one is a little bit more sturdy, right? The reason why this one's a little bit softer because it's going to give you a better blending effect, as opposed to this one is going to give you a more hard line. So when you want to do a small surface and you need it to blend, then you would use this brush here that has a better or softer, more blending effect with your brushes, okay? Any questions so far? Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. I so appreciate you guys for joining. Again, I just love sharing information, love teaching. So that's what I'm going to do every Tuesday until I can't do it no more, right? So today we're going to be talking about different tools that you can use in your arsenal to get the job done. So this is the angle brush. So we have two different ones. We have a more sturdier one. And then we have a more flexible one for more blending action. And I'm going to demonstrate some items so you can see exactly what it's going to do as well. But I'm just going to go through them first. So then we have this brush here. If you notice, it's two different bristles on here. We have a shorter bristle, then we have a longer bristle. The shorter bristle is more sturdy, the longer bristle is a little bit softer. And what this does is kind of push the product into your hair much better. Like if you want a more dimension, if you want heavy in one section and then you're trying to sweep it away, then hey, if you're trying to sweep it away, this is the brush that you would use. So basically you put it in the color, sweep it on. So this part here is going to apply it, and this part here is going to soften it up a little bit. Okay, so let's do a 2-in-1. 2-in-1. Any questions so far? Now, this is my favorite. Don't discount the small brushes. This is great for doing around the temples, small sections again, smudging, all of that good stuff. This one you can use temple area, small back nape area, anything like that, you would use this brush for. Also has a comb on the end, so you can comb it as well. Any questions? Hey, are they for sale? Of course, I always have stuff for sale. Yes, yes, yes. So I will let you know at the end what we have for sale or what you can get as well. Okay, and then of course we have our small brush. This is great for doing really good detail work, okay? The detail work is important. You can do it for your edges. If you're doing spot coloring, if you want to do a tiger stripes or tiger leopard spots, this is the brush that you're going to use to do that with, to get that nice intricate designs that you're going to be doing. Okay, so they are the brushes, and then of course you have your comb and your brush together. Okay, this is great because you could do your brushing and then you can comb right through. So this, I'm going to demonstrate this as well. Let me do that right now. So for example, let me do this one so you can see a little bit. Can y'all see the mannequin? No? I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit. Can y'all see that? Okay, so we got our mannequin right here, right? We have our comb and then we have our brush. We have our comb and then we have our brush. So this is great for, let me put some color in here. So this is great for when you want to comb and brush at the same time. You can see good. So I got my color on my brush. And then what we could do, let me go down here. Can y'all see? Y'all can see. So what this does is the brush and the comb all together. So what it does is you can apply it and then comb through. So you don't have to have your brush and then a comb. You can do everything all at one time. So apply and then comb. Okay? I don't have gloves on. I'm not trying to touch the green. I need to put some gloves on. So apply and comb. That's great for this brush right here. So now, say we applied this, right? And then we want to blend it. We want to get out the hard lines of demarcation. So this is our splicer comb. This is our splicer comb where it has a roll right here at the top part. And then this is the comb. So what happens is when you want to blend the color, you can do it all in one step. So I'm going to put some gloves on so I don't get color on my hand. First of all, where's some gloves at? 1 second. Forgive me. I am back. So I'm gonna put some gloves on first, so I don't have this green all over the place. But this slicer, this is gonna be your best friend in the salon, okay? Because when you wanna blend and get out those hard lines of demarcation, this is the comb to do it for you. Instead of you know, we usually do our melting with our fingers. We'll go like this to get off the hard line. You don't have to do that anymore. You can take your comb now and comb through, and what it's gonna do is take out those hard lines, because the roll that's right in here is gonna go in right on that color and fan it right on out, if you can see. So no more hard lines. So let's do 2 colors. Let me see. So I have a blue, right? I put that blue right here. Can y'all see? I can comb it, or I can use my splasher, go right back and forth, and it's gonna blend right on in. I love this comb. This is one of my best friends in the salon, because now I don't have to worry about taking my finger and doing all of this, okay? So that's that. Another good thing, this is my favorite too. This is a teasing brush, okay? This is great for when you want to tease the hair and you don't want to use your comb. This is going to tease and blend at the same time. So for example, I'm going to go here. Any questions about anything? So this brush, instead of using your comb, you're going to use this teasing brush here. Take this brush, you can brush it out, go in right in the root and tease. Can y'all see? And that way you don't have to worry about using your comb. You can use your brush. If you need to brush it out, it's easy to brush out. You can go right in, tease, and then apply your color. So say if you wanted your root to be a different color, you can go here, or you want your root to be, you want your roots one color, you might smudge, and then you put some color on the ends. Before you do that, you're gonna tease the hair so you can have a nice, soft, flowy run with it, because when you tease it, what's happening is the hair that's being pushed back, that's gonna be all negative space, or whatever you want, darker space, right? And then on the ends is where you're gonna have your color, okay? So whatever amount that you tease, the more you tease, the less color is gonna be on your ends. The less you tease, the more color, okay? So we call the darker color, or the darker area, negative space. And wherever you color at, that's gonna be positive space, okay? So whatever you tease, that's gonna be your negative space, that's your darker area, or whatever you want to make it flow or make it a nice soft transition. And then the ends is gonna be your positive space where you apply your color at, okay? So that's it. Wow, the teasing brush is cool. Yep, I love this teasing brush. This is one of my best friends in the salon as well. So, and again, it's easy when you do the teasing, because it's nothing like teasing the hair and then you go to shampoo it and you don't take that tease out first. And then the hair is matted. So before you shampoo the hair, you need to take that teasing out. And if you, as you can see, it's really easy to take out with this brush. Her hair is a little ratty, so her hair is coming out, but teasing is really easy with this brush right here, okay? So that's that. So next, so we already did the brush. This is one of my best friends too, because again, you can take the brush, apply color, and then comb through at the same time without having to put down your comb or your brush. You can do it all at the same time. How would you apply darker tones to the tease part after the hair is teased? Do you comb it out first? So her question was, how would I apply the darker tones to the tease part after it has been teased? I'm not going to tease it first. I'm going to apply the color first. So here's another gadget that I'm going to show you that where, say if I wanted my roots dark, don't discount your tint bottles, okay? This is a tint bottle that you can apply it right to the root area, just to the root area only, and then you can take this and comb it so you can let it flow in a little bit better. So I'm gonna show you. So if I wanted the root area to be dark, and then I place another color on the ends, I'm gonna apply all the color to the root area first, then go back, tease that, and then apply my color on the ends. So look at this. Can y'all see? I can apply it right in the root area and then comb it just to diffuse some of it at the same time. Go right in. So this is a great tool to use when you want to hit just the root area real quick. Instead of using your tint brush, you go in, put the color right into the bottle, go in. I only put a little bit in here, but it's going to hit right in that root area, as you can see, right in that root area. And then I could take the comb part of this tint bottle. If I wanted to diffuse the color, I could use that comb to diffuse it, or I could use my handy dandy brush here to diffuse it. See that? Or I can use my splicer comb and diffuse it. Y'all see that? So you got 3 things you can use to diffuse your color, okay? So anytime you're doing your root area darker and then the ends lighter and you need to tease, I'm gonna apply that color first in the root area, then I go back, tease, and then I go back and apply my color, okay? And then when you go to rinse, you're gonna make sure before you shampoo, you get that teasing out, because if you shampoo with that teasing in, you're gonna have some knotted hair. I need that applicator bottle and tip. Where can I get it from? This applicator bottle and tip, you can get it from me, of course. So basically, before y'all go, I have a little deal. You can get 7 pieces of brushes in an applicator bottle for $25. So if you would like that, you can cash at me at Jackie the Color Diva. Cash at, and I have about probably 7 little kits for $25. You get 7 pieces in there. And you can, if you want it, you can cash the first 7 people that cash at me. You can get it for $25. Put your address in here so I can mail it out to you. And you can have all these little tools that I have that I showed you so far. Okay? So that's how you can get the bottle. That's how you can get the little brush, all of that good stuff. Okay? So again, don't discount your applicator bottles, because these was our friends back in the day. We took that bottle, applied that color, smushed it in, got it done really quick. Okay? So let me show you if you were doing a small area. If you were doing a small area, for example, let me see where I want to go. Can y'all see the mannequin pretty good? This area here, say if I just wanted to do a nice triangle section in this area, I can use this brush right here just to give me a nice triangle section. Or if I needed a nice hard line. This is good for if you're doing a V, you know, it's already done for you because the angle is already there. Can y'all see that? The angle is already there. So you don't have to worry about putting that angle in. If you were doing, this is good for small surfaces when you're doing balayage and you're trying to get those V's and those W's in. This right here, this tool will do it for you, okay? Another great tool is this one here. I call it my scalpel, okay? Because this is great for when you want to get a nice area, surface area, and you just want to brush on some color, you're doing some freehand color, you take this and brush that color right on. and you won't have any hard lines. So I'm gonna show you exactly how that works. So the color is on the brush, right? And say this is great for a nice hairline look because you want to get that nice baby lights around the hairline and you don't want to tease. This is going to do it for you. Look at that. I call this my scalpel. And you just brushing on the color. You want certain areas to have certain colors, you can use that and get it done. I need the applicator bottom tip. Okay, so this is a great tool too. It's a little tool, but you can do so much with this. Okay, again, you can use this for blending as well. You can use a lot of tools you can use for blending. You'll notice a lot of things you can blend with because there's nothing like getting those hard lines out that you don't want there. Okay, so this is great for blending as well as applying to a large surface, doing freehand work, just like that. You see that? Okay, what else we got here? So I want to show you as well for the smaller sections, right? Say if you wanted to do some nice intricate designs, right? Nice intricate designs. You want to do some triangles, you want to do some lines, you want to do different things like that. For coloring locks, what's the best tool for coloring locks? You can use your brushes. If you're trying to get a whole head done faster, you use your paintbrush, the larger paintbrush. But either, and then your regular tint brush. This is great too because, well, you're not going to comb it, but you can really saturate the hair because coloring locks, you really got to saturate that hair. So I wouldn't use these smaller tools. I would use the bigger tools because you want to really saturate that hair when you're coloring locks. Bend it down. Okay. So now I'm going to show you some tricks for when you want to get some different designs in the hair. Right? Can you pass me two of those clips and two of those silver clips? Stay right there. Those are little small. So say you want some designs in the hair, right? Can y'all see? Let me try this again. We'll do thin sections. The thinner the section, the better the saturation. You want to be able to read through your section. If you can't read through it, then the section is too big or too thick. And if it's too thick, the color is not going to go all the way through. And then especially if you're doing lighter or color, and if you got a thick section, when I say you want to be able to read through it, you should be able to see your hand through that section. Because this is blind, you can see it. If I picked up some more, let's see. Say here, I can't read through that. So that section is too thick, right? I can't read through it. So you want to make sure your sections are thin so you'll be able to read through it. That means you're going to get color, the color or the lightener is going to saturate pretty good and you won't have uneven application. So say if you wanted to do some nice intricate designs, right? Pass me one more clip. This is my favorite too when you want to get really funky with it. When you want to get really funky, I call this the taping method, right? The taping method, you're going to take your section, get your hair area that you want, and then this one, the tape want to be funny. This is tape that I got from the dollar store. okay? Use some tape to do some different design work, right? So say if I wanted some lines that I want to put in the hair, I'm going to put tape on the hair. You want to make sure the hair is falling in the direction that it grows, first of all, so you don't have uneven application. So say if I wanted to do some nice lines in the hair, I'm going to put tape on the hair. So here I can make a whole triangle. So wherever I have the tape at, no color is going to be there. So that's going to be negative space. Where is no tape at, that's going to be positive space. That's where I'm going to place color at. Y'all get that? Y'all, anybody ever did taping method before? If you haven't been in my class, if you have been in my class, then you definitely did it. If you haven't, let me know if you ever did the taping method before. So you can take this strand and go all the way down as far as you want. So I can have a different color here, a different color here, and another color in another area. Just like that, right? So now I'm going to take my smaller brushes, which one? I can do this brush or I can do this brush. You haven't used the tape before. Okay, cool. So this is a nice way you can do different designs on somebody. You want to do something a little bit different, then this is what you want to do. So now you can take your brushes and so when you do this, right, you're going to go away from the tape because you don't want to get the color under the tape. Can y'all see good? So that color, I did green. I can do another color using my smaller brush. Let me see. I'm gonna do, this one is green, pink. Pass me another bowl, please. So now I can take this brush, say if I wanted to do some dots or some circles in the hair in this triangle section. I'm just going to tap it. Can y'all see pretty good? Tap it and get my dots. So if you want to do a leopard print, you can do that with the smaller brushes. Right? So this whole little area here, I could do that color pink, and then I'm going to do another color. And I'm just dipping it right on the tip. You don't want to color your whole brush, just the tip. Can you see pretty good? So now I'm going to go right here. And do this one. Go right here, do that. Go here and do that. I could do whatever I want on this strand, right? So now we got little circles there. The next one, I'm going to put pink. So again, you're going to go down, away from the tape, because you don't want to push the color up under the tape. That's going to mess up your whole design. So now you're going to go down, go up. Now you got a nice triangle. Can y'all see that? See that? See that? So you can use tape, whatever you want to do, a heart shape, if you want to do just lines going down, anything you want, you can do it with the smaller brushes, okay? with the smaller brushes. Any questions so far about anything about your tools that you can use? Now, another thing you can use, can you pass me the dark, never mind, dark hand mannequin is right here. So, another thing you can use are your balayage paddles, okay? And this is great for when you want to do freehand balayage in the salon. You would use these boards. You have different kinds. Every company has a different type of board. This is a straight board. This is one that has a reservoir section that you go put your color right here and use it off of that. This one has teeth, so it can grip up into the hair and stay there as well. Yep. So you can choose which one you like to use. So for example, if you're doing the balayage, this will go right up on your client, right up in her hair. You can use I use my chest to hold it, right? And when you're doing that, you're gonna make sure you hold the hair. I'm gonna mix up some lightener for you so you can see as well. Hold the hair in place, and then you use your brush. Now this brush here is great for when you're doing balayage because you're trying to cover a large area, a larger surface. So I would use this brush here to make sure I can cover a larger surface. I wouldn't use this brush unless it's a really small surface and I'm trying to get those nice V's and W's. But this is great for when you're doing the balayage and you're trying to do a large surface area. So let me mix up some color, some lightening for you so you can see exactly what we're doing. So y'all remember last week I showed you my mixer and how you can spend less time mixing your color up using the brushes. Mixing color, you don't want to use your brushes to mix up color because it messes up the bristles on your brush and they start flying this way and that way, then that sticks into the client's head. So you don't want to mess up your brushes. You want to use a mixer so you can get even consistency with your color, okay? It mixes up nice and easy. You don't have to worry about using your arm to mix up the color. This will help you in the long run with doing hair. So I'm gonna mix this up. Right? So y'all can't see me. Let me come over this way and mix up this color. And I like to put my developer in first. And of course, I'm going to use my scale so that I can measure out my color that I'm using. Again, you want to use a scale so that you do not waste any color, okay? Or waste any product. So I use my scale and I use it on grams so I can get the exact result that I want or the exact measurements, okay? So I use my scale. Turn it on. I'm gonna put it on grams. We talked about this last week, so place it in. I'm gonna do about 40 grams. And then tarry it out, and then I'll mix my powder lightener. I use my liquid first so that when I put my lightener in, the lightener is not sitting at the bottom of the bowl. This way it gets a nice, good mixing result. So what happens is, once I put it in, right, you can have up to 3 minutes or 4 minutes. I like to mix up my color up to 4 minutes to get complete oxidation. But for today, we just want to do 60 seconds. And as you can see, the lightener is mixing, right? And this will save you time. You can put this in your, go ahead and start your mixing application and walk away, prepare for whatever else you need to prepare for your service. You can get your the foils together. If you have to do a bathroom run, whatever you need to do, you put your color in here. Your client is looking like, wow, she's mixing up my color like that. Okay, and that's fancy. She never seen nothing like that before. She appreciates that you have all these things in your arsenal to make it easy for you and make it easy for her. Okay, so she can get the best results possible each and every time. So this is the mixer. So once this mixes, it's going to stop. It's going to beep and let you know that it's done. And you're going to have a nice, even consistency. You're going to be able to spread the product so much easier because it's going to be nice and smooth and fluffy. And it actually helps you have more color. Okay. So I want to show you what the mixture looks like. Nice, even consistency, like a mayonnaise consistency. When you're, especially when you're doing balayage, you don't want it too thick. You want it smooth enough that it's going to smooth out and apply pretty easy. So I'm going to put that to the side. My table is looking a mess, but it's all right. So, show you how to use the board. Let me start from the back. Any questions so far? Did anybody use any balayage boards for freehand painting? Anybody? So I'm just gonna flip this over to the side. Place this. Okay, hey. So you use boards. Again, you want to be able to see through your section, okay? Like if we doing balayage, if I too thick of a section, this thick, and you know what balayage is, surface painting. It's not going all the way through unless you want it to go all the way through. But most of the time it's surface painting. So if you take too thick of a section, you're going to get some warm areas in the middle because the section is too thick. If you want the most light, the most effective in lightness, then you take small sections that you can read through. So I hope that was helpful for someone. Again, small sections. Sometimes we in a rush and we want to take thick sections, and then when we process it, and you see warmth and then you see lightness, you're wondering why is it like that? It's because your section was too thick, okay? So again, I got it on here. I want to use my paintbrush instead of the smaller brush. Going in, can y'all see? And I'm painting because I'm doing a larger area, right? I'm going to do a V section. So, you know, on the ends, you want it to be as light as possible. So you're going to have that nice and saturated, get it all the way through. But when you get to the top, you just really want surface area. So you're just taking your brush, angling it, put a V here, put a V there. And then you're going to do a sweep up motion just to get those hard lines out. And then let it drop. So that's how you use the board. Another good thing that we have that I love is when you're doing highlights. How many people hate doing full head highlights because it takes so long? Anybody? Highlights, or your highlights when you do them is not consistent. They're uneven. You got thick areas in one section, then smaller areas in another section. So to avoid that, I use the highlight combs. You have two different kinds. You have this one and you have this one. Depending on which one you like, which one works for you, that's up to you. But these highlight combs is awesome because you have the smaller side when you want to do smaller highlights and the bigger side when you want to do bigger highlights. And what happens is sometimes when I'm doing them, sometimes freehand, one might be small, one might be medium, one might be big. To avoid the inconsistency, you can use the highlight comb. It makes your life so much better. Basically, can you see? Let me show you. Anybody use the highlight combs? Hey, everybody. Have anybody used the highlight combs before? So what happens is Take the comb. If you want a smaller section, you stick the comb down just like that, right? And what happens is the hair separates, if y'all can see that. You got your bottom row and then you have your top row. And then what you do is take your finger, pull out the top row, then you have your highlights right there. Easy peasy, and they all even. So you don't have to worry about if one was bigger than the other, right? So now you can take that, take your foils, use the end of the comb, fold over. And you know when you're doing highlights, you want to make sure your space, your length of the hair is not bigger than the highlight, okay? Because you want to have enough room on your highlight or your foil to be able to fold over. So if it's too big, if your section is too big, you're going to end up over directing the hair. And what happens is you're going to try to pull everything into the foil. Your ends is going to be darker than the rest of your hair because it's not going to be in the foil. So you want to make sure that your sections is the smaller than the section of your foil. This is a small foil, so this is going to be a smaller section. I'm going to take some hair out because I want to be able to fold over, okay? So now, as you can see, it's smaller. I can fold over. So what happens is I'm pulling that hair forward so that I can tuck that foil right up under at the root area so I don't have any space, okay? It's going to be different. What tools are in the kit? I have so much different stuff. So, but what tool can come into $25 kit will be one of these combs here, the paintbrush, the spool comb. What else? This little gadget here, tint bottle, and a couple other brushes. 7 pieces, okay? So, again, I messed up. Let me go back. Use my comb because I want this foil nice and tight up under that root area. Y'all can see. So to get it nice and tight, you pull the hair forward, tuck that foil up under there, pull that hair down. You should see how I got a nice little taut grip on it. And then I can slide my comb out. Then I can go in and apply the lightener. I'll apply it in the middle section first. Now see, that came apart. That's not what I wanted to do because my standing is wrong, but let me turn it around here. So I'm gonna go back and fix this so I can get it up under here. Okay. Now to slide it out. Once you get the lightener on, then you can take your hand and use it as a guide. Fold over. As I mentioned before, you want to have enough space that you can fold your foils over. Because when you're doing lightener, you want to encapsulate the heat so that can process completely. Because if air gets in here and it gets dry, it's going to stop processing. So I like to fold them over so I know it's going to get the maximum amount of heat to process evenly. Hey, why apply in the middle first? I applied in the middle first so that I can have control over the lightener. And then I can use my hand because I don't want to apply to the root first because you want to make sure you don't get it right up on that scalp and then you're going to have spots as well. So to make sure to avoid spots, I'm going to do it again for you. To avoid spots, right? You start in the middle and work your way up. So, or you can start at the end. So for example, again, I'm up here, I pull down. I'm going to turn it around for me. Pull down, right? if I started at the top right here, there's a guarantee that the lightener is going to creep, because lightener creeps up. The lightener is going to creep up and we're going to have some bleeding. To avoid that, I start in the middle, apply it, and then work my way up. And then when I get to the top, because right now I'm applying it horizontal, but when I get to the top, so I don't have any hard lines in that root area, I'm switching my brush to vertical. And then I'm sweeping, because I don't want any hard lines in that root area, okay? So that's how you avoid hard lines. Start in the middle, and then work your way down, and then work your way up. When you get to the top, you're gonna change the direction of your brush to vertical and apply it that way, okay? So again, we're gonna go back to these highlight combs. This is great for when you're just not good at highlights. I mean, we want you to be good at highlights, but some people are just not good at getting nice, consistent highlights. So to help with you, this is the next comb. The other one we went down, this one you go up. And when you go up, you'll see here, can you see how it separated the hair? Let me make sure I did that right. Right, it separated the hair. And then you just take that hair and then go ahead and highlight. I'll do it again for you. Up, right, and you switch over, and those highlights will separate, just like that. So these are the two combs that I love when I'm doing highlights, because they're gonna make your life so much easier. So much easier. You're going to be nice and consistent with your highlights, because it's nothing like seeing somebody do highlights freehand. They go in deep and then little, deep again, and then medium. So now you got inconsistent highlights. So to avoid that, use your highlight combs if you want to. That's not saying you should not know how to highlight evenly, but this will help your job so much better. Like I said, I use tools and tricks and everything so it can make my job so much easier. I don't have to be fighting with different things or wasting time, okay? So I like to show you things that's gonna make your life so much easier, right? What time is it? So any questions about anything? Any questions about anything, guys? 9 minutes, cool. Any questions? What's the difference in both of the combs? So one, they the same, but one go down, one go up. Okay, that's the only difference. This one, I showed you, it's going up. When you go up, it separates the hair. Can you see? And all you gotta do is take your finger, and it's gonna give you your highlights. Just that easy. I'm gonna do it one more time for you. Go up, and if you notice, it has two separations. One on the bottom, one on the top. You just take your finger, go like that. Can you see the two different separate areas? One on the top and one on the bottom. So now you have two different ones. If I'm doing different colors in the hair, this top one I can do one color, the bottom one I can do another color. That's where you start customizing your looks by doing that. One on the top, one on the bottom, both of them different colors. And they have a nice blending effect throughout the whole head, okay? You could do back-to-back highlights. You could skip one if you want some depth and some contrast to it. You could do back-to-back, skip your section, do back-to-back again. So you have so many different ways that you can do highlights. So this one again, we went up, it separated it. This one, you're gonna go down, switch over, and then it separates it that way. So you have two different ones here, okay? You have the larger highlights here, the smaller highlights here. If you want smaller highlights, you use the smaller section. The larger highlights, you use the larger section. Easy peasy. Like I said, I like to make things nice and easy and, you know, make it faster for you. Because I'm all about timing. I don't want my clients in the salon all day long. And if I can use something to shorten my time with them and they can get out faster, then that's what I'm going to do. Because the clients appreciate you not having them in the salon all day long, right? So if you can do that with using different tools in your arsenal, get those tools and make it happen. Instead of just the basic brush, now, you have different things that you can use in your arsenal to make it happen. I forgot to show you one other product, one other brush that I like to use. And this is if I'm doing a whole head application, right? And I want to make sure each strand is saturated really well. You take this brush and just pull the color all the way through. So you know how sometimes you get to the ends, you don't have enough, but this brush will help you take that color and stretch it all the way to the ends. So this is a great brush for when you want to get even distribution all throughout the head. Instead of using them large tooth combs that's not going to catch each strand of hair, this is going to catch each strand of hair so that you can make sure that color is saturated all the way through the hair. So that's the good thing about all of these different things. So if you're interested, if you want one of the kits, you have 7 pieces in there. And what those 7 pieces are going to be is highlighting comb, an applicator brush, splicer, stopper, your tint bottle. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your tint bottle. Where is that other? Okay. This brush here, this comb brush, and one of the smaller ones that you get as well. So if you're interested in the 7-piece one, you can cash at me $25 at Jackie the Color Diva, and you can get all of those brushes in your arsenal tomorrow or the next day. I mail it out to you, and you can start doing everything that I just showed you here on this live. Also, if you're interested in a class, I am having a 4-week color series class, the color 4-week color class where we reveal the basic fundamentals of hair color. And that class is for 4 weeks. In those 4 weeks, we go through everything from levels to color theory to just everything, blonding, gray coverage. In there, you get tools, you get your color bowls, as well as a mixer and a scale. You get all of that stuff if you join the color series 4-week course. It starts on February the 8th. You can go to my website, JackieTheColorDiva.com. It will give you some information about the class. Also, if you haven't, you're interested, cool. Go to the JackieTheColorDiva.com and go on a class. It's for 4 weeks. It starts February the 8th. It's going to be a webinar. It's a webinar where we do 4 weeks, 1 week every week, 1 day every week for 4 weeks. And we're on there just talking about color. Each week is something different. You know, each week we build on top of what we learned for the week before. So it's not just jumping in. I start you from the beginning, and we build and build and build each week so that you can understand everything. And you have homework every time, every week as well. So you can understand everything that we talked about in the class. So I don't just tell you, I want to make sure you understand it. So we do have homework. We have the 4-week course, and we make sure that you understand everything that I'm talking about in that 4-week course. If you can't take the course, you know, I have my color book. This color book is I call it the Color Bible. This Color Bible is basic fundamentals of hair color. This, I break down hair color very minute so this kindergarten can understand. And it's universal. Everything I teach is universal. No, it's not in person, it's online. So we do it online, the class for the 4 weeks. But everything I teach is universal. It doesn't matter what color company you work with. All the information is universal to work with any color company that is out there. okay? Any professional color company that's out there. All of my information is geared towards all professional and it's all universal. So it doesn't matter what color company, and I'm not privy to one color company. I talk about all of them, okay? I talk about all of them and make sure you understand if you work with a certain company, I'll help you with that color company as well. Because I try to learn mostly all the professional color companies so that I can have as much answers to whatever you need to know about that color company as well. But this is my book. If you can't do the class, get the book. The book is your color guide, your color Bible. You read it, you're gonna understand. I make it so much easy for you to understand color. Color is not complicated. It's complex, but it's not complicated. If you follow the rules and the principles of color, you will get it. So I have the book. We have the class February 8th if you're interested. And also, if you didn't get a chance to download your color guide to Color Freedom, download this. Again, this 10-step guide to help you understand color. So when you're doing color, follow these 10 steps and then you won't have any problems with your color application, okay? So I hope today was helpful for you guys. I just wanted to share with you some aspects of tools that you can use to make your coloring so much easier, okay? Less time in the salon, easy application, easier on you, easier on your body, you know, just making things reduce time. So I hope that was helpful to you. Again, tell your friends to join us on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. If you missed any of the previous episodes, you can go on YouTube at Jackie the Color Diva and watch the previous episodes as well. The Cash App is Jackie the Color Diva. No, I'm sorry, The Color Diva. It's not Jackie the Color, it's just The Color Diva if you want to cash it. And make sure you put your address in there so I can make sure where to send it, or your phone number so I can give you a call so we can get your address as well. So again, if it was helpful to you, share it with your friends, let them know about the Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, and you know, let them know about the color class as well. February the 8th, starting on Mondays. It's going to be on Mondays on February the 8th, every Monday for 4 weeks, and we just break down color to where you're going to, when you finish that class, you're going to understand color so well, you're going to be so happy that you took this class. So don't miss out, okay? But I'm going to make sure I have color classes every month. If you can't make that one, you can do the one after that. But let's get this February 8th filled up. I'm only taking 10 people so that we can have a nice small class so it's not overwhelming for everyone and all the answers and questions could be answered, okay? So again, thank you guys. I see you next Tuesday and we just gonna talk about color conversations. So enjoy your night. Thank you.